This is a guide on using a cleric. There is a ton to discuss about being a cleric, but they're usually known for just being healers. But there is so much to them that goes beyond just healing. They can do some insane damage, especially radiant damage. Um, yeah, when you pick your cleric, I probably would have something like this. They're going to use their wisdom modifier to do their spell casting, so you want wisdom to be high. Dexterity is always very good. I like it at 16 or 14. If you want, you could always push that down and put the Constitution up at 16 instead, so they have more health and a little bit more tanky. Um, Clerics typically have access to medium. I think they have access to medium armor. Um, yeah, they have access to medium armor and shields and light armor as well. Um, they also have simple weapons and morning stars as their proficiency weapons. Now, when you are picking a cleric, though, right from the get-go, there are some cantrips that you're gonna wanna pick. So guidance might be one of the best or and most used spell in the entire game. What it does is it adds you roll a four-sided dice, and you get to add that to any ability check, and you can do it for yourself or you can do it for another player. So an ability check, it's not like an attack roll, but this would be, let's say someone's trying to do a persuasion check, and everything. They want to add, you get to add a 1d4 bonus to it, so it just helps them pass, whether it's persuasion checks or some other type check throughout the game. It's very good to have. This one here, Thaumaturgy, I don't know how to say it. You gain advantage on intimidation performance checks. This is super good. This will only be cast on yourself, but it's really good if you're the party face, as you'll be doing most of the talking. So you can get advantage on intimidation performance checks. Sacred Flame, it's okay. It's the only cantrip that can do radiant damage, but they use a dexterity save, meaning um, basically most classes or most enemies that you find in the game have decent dexterity, and they're going to use their dexterity to see if they can dodge the attack. I don't like that. So this one doesn't seem to really hit often. You could go any of the other ones if you would like, but for simplicity's sake, you're probably not going to be using this one often anyways, but we'll just go with it. The big thing though is when you are going to select your domain. This is the really biggest thing about picking a cleric. Some of these here really do suck for this game, and those really would be trickery, knowledge, and nature. These three aren't really that great. I don't want to go into too much detail about them. You can look up them online and see what you think for yourself. But the other four, Life, Light, Tempest, and War, are very good. So Life is all about healing your characters more. They get access to they get this thing called Disciple of Life, where if you cast a healing spell, the target regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So if you cast a level 2 healing spell, they would get an extra 4, because 2 plus the 2 of the level 2 spell would be 4. So they get additional healing every time they heal. Super good. Yeah, so Life Domain is very good at keeping your people healthy. Light Domain is about doing radiant and fire damage. They also get this feature where they can use a reaction to impose disadvantage on attacker, so they can make enemies' attacks less likely to succeed. It's pretty good. They get access to some incredible spells. They are the only cleric class, I believe, that gets access to Fireball at level 5. It's very good. Yeah, very, very good. I forgot to mention also, Life Domain gets a heavy armor proficiency, but Light Domain does not. Tempest Domain gets martial weapons and heavy armor, so you can equip basically anything as a cleric at this point, and you get heavy armor. Tempest Domain, though, they're going to get a lot of thunder and lightning spells. One of the things they have, too, is that as a reaction, if someone hits them, they can they can take a reaction to do 2 to 16 lightning or thunder damage. So if they get hit, they can use a reaction to basically hit them back with thunder or lightning. It's very good. Um, and then War Domain. So War Domain allows you, you can use, they give you a few War Priest charges. These things are recharged every long rest, so you don't get a ton of them. But you can make an additional attack with a bonus action. This is good, but do note that clerics do not get the extra attack feature like the other martials do. So War Domain is good for the first 4 levels, but a level 5 barbarian will get the extra attack, but a level 5 cleric does not get that extra attack. So it'll be using War Priest charges to stay at on pace with the barbarian, but these War Priest charges are limited. Um, so I would say so of the four, the way I look at it is life, all about protecting your team. Light, you want to deal fire damage and radiant damage. Tempest, you want to deal thunder and lightning damage. War, it can be good. I probably wouldn't go down its route, but it could be something you multi-class with. For simplicity's sake, I think we will use. We'll use light. This is probably the stats. Yeah, I would go again. Either 14 for dexterity or 16 for dexterity and constitution. So when we hit level 2, um, we get, this is a class, so all clerics get this. It's turn undead. And what happens when you turn the undead? They must move away from you if you successfully turn them. And it can't take actions, bonus actions, or reactions other than dash or try to escape an effect that prevents movement. And this ends upon taking damage. So basically, if you have a bunch of undead around, you can use this, and it's a 9-meter radius. So you could be in the middle of a bunch of undead, use this, and all of a sudden they all have to run away from it. It's all they can do. And they do that until they get hurt. It's pretty good. Now the light cleric, they get this, and each different cleric will get something special, and you can look up online what that special thing is. Light clerics get Radiance of the Dawn. They can use one of their channel divinities, which is a fungible resource that only clerics get, and they're recharged on each short rest. This, the Radiance of the Dawn does 2d10 plus 1 radiant damage to everybody within a 9-meter radius. All enemies, not allies, but all just enemies. So again, maybe you are in the middle of a bunch of undead, or not even undead, but if you're, or surrounded by a bunch of humans, well, turn undead won't do anything to them, but Radiance of the Dawn will do a bunch of damage. It's really good. You also get to pick some more spells. For clerics in general, I think the best spells for level 1 are going to be Guiding Bolt and Inflict Wounds. Guiding Bolt is a ranged spell. It goes up to 18 meters. It's really good. 4 6-sided dice of radiant damage. And then Inflict Wounds is a melee spell and does 3 10-sided dice rolls. It's very good. These are I think, very, very good spells to have. They're high in damage, so I would definitely do these two. Some other really good ones are Bless. Bless is, if you remember, we talked about Guidance. That's a cantrip that gives you plus a 1 4-sided die bonus to your ability checks. This gives it to your actual attack rolls and saving throws, meaning you're more accurate and they're less likely to hit you with your saving throws. Bless is also a very good one. Command is another good one. You have a chance to command a creature to flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop its weapon. They're all very good things to do. There's ways you can take advantage of this with other spellcasters to completely obliterate a crew. And then there's some really good healing ones. I prefer Healing Ward over Cure Wounds. Cure Wounds is higher, but 2 things. You'll notice, 1, it's melee compared to Healing Word, which is up to 18 meters. And Cure Wounds does use a green circle action. Healing Word uses a little triangle bonus action. So you'll probably use a green action to do, one of your spells or an attack or something. And then if you want to heal someone, you can use Healing Ward. Do mind that these do use your level 1 spell slots. At level 2, you should only have 3 level 1 spell slots. So we get to level 3. The big thing is that now we'll have access to level 2 spells for the Cleric. And so some of the really good ones here, Hold Person's always good as a spellcaster. Spiritual Weapon, it's a spell that you actually use your bonus action for, and you can summon a weapon that does 4 to 11 damage, and you treat it like its own little character. I think it lasts for 10 turns, but yeah, it floats around and attacks enemies. It's pretty nice. Another good one is Warding Bond. Basically, you and an ally, you share its, you give an ally resistance, you make them less likely to get hurt, but anytime they take damage, you take the same amount of damage. So, but it's a good one to, if you have someone that you want to stay alive in your party because they don't have high armor class, this could be a very good one, as they'll take less damage. Aid's also a super good one. So right now, at level, it's a level 2 spell, and if you cast it, everybody in your party gets an extra 5 maximum hit points. When you upcast this, though, every time you upcast it, so if you use the level 3 spell slot instead of a level 2, it will go up by 5 hit points. So if you use the level 3 spell slot to cast this, it wouldn't do 5 maximum hit points, it'd do 10. So, if you use like a level 5 spell slot, that's upcasting it 3 extra times, so it'd go from 5 to 20. This is very good. So especially if we have a team that's summoning a lot of different creatures, this could be super good. If all the creatures and all your party members get that extra maximum hit points. So let's just put that one on. Level 4, you get another cantrip, pick whatever you want. It's not going to matter too much. For clerics, there's a few things for your feats. By far and away, probably the best one's going to be your ability improvement. You want to get your wisdom up to 20. The other one is it Warcaster? Yes. Warcaster and Resilience are 2 really good ones. Warcaster, you gain advantage on saving throws to maintain concentration. A lot of your spells as a cleric will require concentration. And when you get attacked or something happens to you, you could lose your concentration. You'll make a saving throw to see if you lose it or not. So if you have Warcaster, you get advantage on maintaining that concentration. It's very, very good in that way. This way, when you're, as a cleric, it's going to be really hard for you to stop concentrating on your spell. So I'll just go Warcaster for now. Alright, level 5, you get access to level 3 spell slots. Also, when you do that turn undead thing, or destroy undead, it says whenever now you turn an undead creature, it also takes 4-24 radiant damage. Super good. I believe all of the clerics get this, not just the light. Okay, so now we get access to level 3. Real quick, you might have been seeing at the bottom here, these, it'll say light domain spells. These spells are always added to our arsenal, regardless if we prepare them or learn them. So, I'm going to get access as a light cleric to daylight and to the fireball spell. It will always be on my thing now. It'll be always something that I have learned. I don't have to prepare it, which is nice. So I can now use this to get some different level 3 spell slots. Some really good ones. Probably the best one is Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians is a staple for all clerics that you want to get at level 5. So you basically summon these spirits that rotate around your character, and anybody that these spirits touch on your turn, you can either choose them to take radiant or necrotic damage, and it's 3 to 24 damage. Also, their movement speed is half. This is super good. So I can show you what that's like later, but this is a very strong spell as a cleric. It does require concentration. So again, Warcaster is very good for that. Other good ones, Mass Healing Wound or Word, sorry. It's the same as your healing word, but it's on a mass scale. So it heals all your nearby allies within 18 meters of you. Basically, and that's going to be almost in, for many times, it's going to be the majority of the battlefield. So basically all your allies are going to get healed here. So that's a very good one. You could also do create or animate undead. You can create an undead servant from a corpse, so you can create a zombie or a skeleton archer from a dead corpse. This is also another good one. All right, level 6. So we get this each one gets a different subclass feature that you can look into more. I'm not going to go over it right here. Level 7 spells. So a light cleric is going to get Wall of Fire and Guardian of Faith, but we get to pick some more level 4 spells. Banishment's very good. So you basically can, you target a creature and you can banish them, which basically for 2 turns, they can't be targeted, move, or take actions, and they're just banished from the plane of existence. So they're just like teleported away for 2 turns. This could be super good if you're dealing with someone that's like we're in a fight and boss is too difficult to deal with and we want to take care of its henchmen first. Level 8, we get another feat. And each subclass will also get another feature. So the light one will get at level 8. The light cleric, for instance, can use its wisdom modifier. Right now it's at 16, so I get a +3. It will add that extra +3 to damage now that I deal with cleric cantrips. It's okay. Yeah. Here we get a feat. Let's get our wisdom up. We want to get to 20. We'll do that at level 20. All right, level 12. All right, level 9. We get access to Flame Strike and Destruction Wave. These are 2 very, very powerful spells. And when we go to prepare spells, again, those will always be equipped on ours. There's Plantar Biting, which is a good one to get. Insect Plague could be a very good one to get. Mass Cure Wounds is super good. It does use a green action though, but it's very strong. Yeah, all these are very good spells, I would say. So pick whatever you would like. All right, level 10 clerics. You get an extra cantrip, and you get Divine Intervention. So Divine Intervention lets you do 4 different things. I'll go show you right now what Divine Intervention does. Where is my Divine Intervention? Over here. Here, let me go to Cleric. Why am I missing it? Here it is. I don't know why I couldn't see that. Okay, so Divine Intervention has 4 different things. You can do this only once per game. It's not a long resting or short resting. It is once per character. Okay, you can call upon your deity to provide you with a rich bounty of potions and camp supplies. This is okay. We probably won't need potions and camp supplies. This one here, you could do this one where he does 8 10-sided die rolls of radiant damage. And it does it in a radius here. So the radius is 15 meters. So everybody within this has a chance to get absolutely obliterated. And even if it says like 9%, I don't think that's right. But even if they only had a 9% chance to get hit, it still says, even if they are here on save, targets still take half damage. So they're going to take at the very least then 4 to 40 damage. The other 2 are, you can resurrect fallen companions with half their hit points and restore all nearby allies as if they are long rested. Okay, so this could be very good. You're in a battle, all your team is dying, your wizards have run out of spell slots. You could use this, and all of a sudden, everybody comes back to life with half their health, and everybody has their spell slots restored. This is your ultimate. I literally need, to be saved. Like, this is the big one. And then finally, I'm thy servant. This one lets you create a legendary weapon forged in the fires of your holy bond. It's not a bad weapon, but there will probably be better weapons. So I'll use this for this one. And this is the weapon. It is a legendary devotee's mace. It does extra radiant damage. It's a weapon enchantment of +3, so we're more accurate with it and do more damage. It has this class action that for a bonus action, you and nearby allies regain 1 to 4 hit points at the start of your turn for 10 turns. So it's ultimately 10 to 40 healing over time. It's good. This is not a bad weapon. There'll probably just be better weapons that we'll have. All right, let's keep leveling up the last two. Level 11. Now you get access to a level 6 spell. Um, yeah, I think so Hero's Feast is very good. Your HP increases. I think it goes up. Is it 15? It doesn't say. I think you go at 15, and then you make wisdom saves with advantage. It's a long rest one, or it lasts a long rest. This is very good. Most people that play Cleric do Hero's Feast. You could do Planner Ally. So you could beseech one of these otherworldly entities for aid. That could be very good as well. So you can summon like a demon. Blade Barrier, you make a wall of blades. And anybody that goes through it takes 6 to 60 damage. It's very good. Heal. Strongest healing in the whole entire game. You heal a target wounds and remove blindness and any diseases. This thing just takes care. It's the ultimate. Hey, you're dead, and you have all these disadvantage things. Here you go. You can create undead, and you raise a mummy that fights by your side till long rest. And then harm. Harm reduces. It does 14 to 84 damage. Super strong. Reduces a target maximum hit points, but never below 1. So that stops them from healing, basically. Yeah. And then finally, we can pick another level 6 spell slot if we want. And then, yeah, I just want to get my wisdom up because now we'll be, again, more accurate and do more damage with our spells, the higher our wisdom is. So yeah, clerics, they're more of a support character. They're going to help out your other characters in many ways. They could heal, but depending on what type of subclass you pick, they can also do a ton of damage. So like the light one can do a lot of fire damage. It gets access to fireball. The tempest one can do a lot of lightning damage. It gets access to like thunderbolt and other things that are very, very good. So yeah, it's a good support character, but it also can definitely hold its own with some extremely strong spells. It's not, yeah, it's a great class to have while in a party of 4 people.